it's much easier to be vanilla. It's just much easier to just do the same thing that we already know is already validated.
We really believe that there is a gap in the market for a brand like ours. We just need to do the hard work.
One thing that spirits do very well is they communicate experience. They are not talking about the product you are drinking or the liquid. They are talking about how are you going to feel when you drink this. It's much more about the experience moment when you're sharing this liquid with someone.
Everything about the consumers. So everything we do in the company, from the portfolio, in the winemaking, on sales, on back office, is all about the final consumers. We always try to adapt the wine style to the different markets so we can meet the customer's needs profile. And sweet doesn't mean that it's a bad wine.
If you can see this product and this brand in the shelf, what you can think is, okay, we are brave because we are disruptive.
It's not about what you like it, it's about what consumers like it. Hi guys, how are you? I'm very happy to have another Video Visionary podcast with actually from people from Spain. You guys is the first people from Spain on the podcast. We have people from US, from Greek, from different parts in the world, from Australia, of course, but from Spain, you're the first one. But it's very interesting because I'd like you to introduce you both, like mainly because the story behind of the everything you both is doing, it's pretty cool because you're both coming from like a very traditional winery and wines with a completely new different story, and the wine market is quite inspired us because it's coming completely different approach. But I would like you to talk with the two main people on this company, the marketing director Larry and you Gonzalo, the global sales director, to actually introduce a little bit what you're both doing and what is the role and what is the change you actually bring it to the world.
First of all, thank you.
You can start.
Okay, Priscilla, thank you very much. For giving us the opportunity to tell our story. We found each other on LinkedIn, so I've been following, your work for quite some time. What you are doing, rethinking the wine industry is a great job that a lot of people is following. And in our case, in Torreoria, we have been also trying to rethink the way we do the approach to the final consumers. And we would like to tell you a little bit about our background and about the story of the company.
Yeah, well, Priscilla, thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here in this podcast, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to explain what are our thoughts and how we would like to drive the wine brands in the wine industry. So, thank you, and this is exciting for us.
So tell me, so you guys started with a winery over 100 years old. The winery is actually, it's not, just started branding now. You already have a very strong brand in Spain, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's correct. So basically, Torreoria was founded in 1997, so it's got more than 125 years of history. Before we took over the company, the winery was mainly known locally. The winery is located in a small town called Requena, which is 70 kilometers inland from Valencia, which is one of the largest cities in Spain. And we took over the company in 2012. There was a new management in the company, Eloy Bautista, who came from the big winery groups in Spain. He decided to take over the company together with an investment group. And in 2012, there was a radical change to the company. At that time, the company was mainly selling wines and cavas regionally and a bit around Spain. And when we took over the company, there was a big change in the mentality and with a very clear international expansion. So that happened at the end of 2012. That's where I joined the business. So I was one of the first sales members of the team. And well, in the last 11 years, there has been a big change to the company. So when I started, we were 15 employees, and now we are almost 70. And we have multiplied by 10 the sales of the company and we have just been steadily growing and making a big change in the mentality of the company. The company has always had a very clear mission, which is to satisfy consumers by offering the best value wines from Spain and trying to bring innovation and always focus on providing five-star service to our customers. So I think it's important to understand that Torreoria has always had a very consumer-centric approach. Okay, so it's everything about the consumers. So everything we do in the company, from the portfolio in the winemaking, on sales, on back office, is all about the final consumers. And this is what has enabled us to reach a humble success, I would say, in the last few years. Trying to understand the consumers in every market, also in the domestic market, but focusing on the international markets, and with a lot of hard work, a lot of traveling and visiting the markets, trying to understand the customer needs, how the distribution works, and the different retailers, different channels. And that's what we have been building in the last 10 years. And right now, there is a new partner in the company, Portobello Capital Group. They believed in our project. They believed in the potential of our company to take the winery to the next level, and that's what we have been working on in the last 2 years. Okay.
Mhm.
Wow. And then why you have very already very like very well done. Firstly, you're increasing the potential of the wine in 10 times already, and it's amazing to see like how it was before and how it's now, and just in the last just a little bit more than 10 years.
Yes.
But but you still wanted to innovate. Yeah, we still coming
Mhm.
with the knock knock wines idea. Why, if everything is going so well?
Well, actually, the brand Knock Knock is part of this success. So when we started, approaching all the international markets back then, we already saw that there was a big gap or the need to try to attract younger consumers to the wine category in many markets. So it was about 7 years ago when we decided to create the brand Knock Knock. The project started in the domestic market, together with one of the top retailers in Spain, because they actually had the need to attract new consumers to the category, because as you may know, the Spanish market is still quite traditional, and they needed to break the rules. They needed to have something on the shelf that could attract a different consumers and to have a different approach. So that's how, together with them and a marketing agency, we developed the brand. At the beginning, there was a lot of doubts if such a big disruptive brand could work in the market.
Yeah.
Time proved that the brand has been a massive success.
Yeah. And I love this concept here, actually. I make these questions on purpose because probably lots of the people is actually going to ask that. And then on purpose because people thinking like just doing whatever they do, like doing in the past, if you don't evolve, think, it's like part of the success is actually to engaging more customers to come to the brand. And part of the why you guys is here today to talking about the brains, it's exactly that. It's exactly because in the whole time you have been together, you always been looking for the different opportunities. And I like that because, and then something I want to talk with you, Larry, now. And it's because it's a very great how you know how we're thinking outside the box to instead of just keeping with the same people you already know, you already the same customers you already have, you try to expand your market by touching different demographics or different people. And I love the idea you guys bring Larry. It is actually very well known on the marketing industry and spirits to bring the experience to the wine industry. Just to bring more innovation to the wine industry that they really need it. So I really think it's a great combination of it, to be able to building all this mindset of, if even if you're doing well, we still need to innovate. So it's always looking ahead. So it's exactly why I wanted to talk to you, Larry. Tell me, how is the experience and what's the difference between the spirits world and the wine industry world?
Well, yeah, absolutely. The difference is huge. I've been working in spirits for more than I would say like 15, 17 years. All my career has been developed in the spirits industry, working with different companies and international brands. And during all this period, all I learned is you have to be a loved brand. Consumers need to love you, and that's why they buy you. Because even though your liquids is great and your product is amazing, there is an emotional connection with consumers, and that's something that spirits companies work very well. And that's why they generate that loyalty to consumers. And when I came into the wine industry, and it was an amazing opportunity that Toreora gave me, because I was, the project was great to bring my expertise and my experience building brand and to introduce it and to bring it to the wine industry. It was a great change when I first stepped into the company, and I said, "Wow, wine industry is not what I thought." It's all about, it's really traditional. That's what Gonzalo said, and you said it's really traditional. They are really care about product itself.
Yeah.
Um, Differentiation came sometimes because you have a different label, but nothing else is nothing far away from the label or the packaging, and they are not bringing any emotional connection to consumers. And I think that's one of the main risk the industry is facing, because there are other categories offering a wide range of products, and they are working in that side on the emotional connection. And wine is like, okay, you need to understand wine, and if you don't understand, then it's your problem. No, this is not the way. I need to feel something for a brand, and then I will create that loyalty. And that's why I started working with Knock Knock, which was yeah, the project itself, it was great, and we have a very great base, because the image, the brand that the Torreoria had created, it was a great base to start working on it and to develop this brand, bringing values, bringing something else to communicate to consumers, and especially those target consumers, young people who are not entering into the category. And that's one of the risks as well, because as far as we know, the consumption of wine is decreasing, not because consumers drink less, which is a reality, but because we are not engaging and we are not bringing those younger consumers. And previous generations did, because the let's say the offer they have in the market was less. And now they have RTDs, they have spirits, they have cocktails, they have beers with flavors. And yeah, innovation is also a part of the a challenge for the brand industry. They do the way it does always. The procedures are always the same. Why? What happened if we bring like an aromatized wine in the industry? It doesn't mean anything. We are taking care of consumers, and that's in some way our way of thinking. And I think part of the success of Knock Knock, that we bring some innovation and talk in a different language that main wineries do.
I agree with you like 100% about emotion. 100%. Something like I'm telling people the whole the time, and if people keep insisting about vineyards and things like that, lots of people just see like a plant, like it's a grapevines, great. It looks like a plant, and then they don't understand that it's much more than just a story about like how great your blinds are and how much great you are, because it's about you consumers. It's there to buy your product and make you rich, and then people already realize it's not the way they wanted to be engaged. They want to personalize, they wanted to be understand, they wanted to be listened, and the wine industry just ignoring. And then I agree with you. That's it's not because they don't like wine or because they don't want to engage with wine. It's just because the wine industry don't want to engage with them with emotions. And we really, and then the more we reading about AZ and millennials, we all wanted to know is about my mood. If I wanted to celebrate something, I want to sparkling. If I wanted to know, it's all about the mood you are. It's not about so much about the vines, you know.
And you are absolutely right. One thing that spirits do very well is they communicate experience. They are not talking about the product you are drinking or the liquid. They are talking about how are you going to feel when you drink this. It's much more about the experience moment when you're sharing this liquid with someone. What will be the atmosphere you are when you are enjoying this whiskey or gin or whatever. And one is the other side. Is like you have to be very concentrated on the variety, on the terroir. If you can smell this is not about that. Not for young consumers. It's much more about, wow, I'm having fun with my friends and enjoying this moment, and I would like to have this in mind. Knock Knock is my brand, and I'm enjoying the Knock Knock or whatever brand. But in our case, Knock Knock is our brand, and we associate this brand with a joy moment, a joyness moment.
Yeah, and I love that because even you see the website is pretty much very easy. It's like a fruity, fresh wine. It's a very simple. We don't put it like 3 minutes of words. 'Cause most of us don't even know what it is, even as wine professionals. So it's very nice because it's very clear message, simplify people's lives. But there is another thing I really want to talk about because we talk about marketing is actually the app. So you actually create an app as well to be able to engage in them as well further than just buy a bottle of wine on the bottle shops. So they can create an experience after they drink the wine as well. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about that idea of the VR, where they actually to be able to have this experience online.
Yeah, well, it was created before I joined the company, but in any case, I think it's a great idea, and it gives us differentiation versus other products and brands. The idea is when you don't know, instead of giving any information of um, grapes or regions or anything about the liquid, we create an application you can download with a QR code. And what happens is when you scan, once you have the application and when you scan the front label, then the character in the label turn around and explain you exactly this message. This one is not for people who really understand. I mean, you don't need to be an expert. That's the key message. You just need to think, okay, this wine likes me or not, or didn't don't like me. But it's not about anything else. So just enjoy it, and that's the key message we want to communicate to our consumers through
And
an
even
application.
Yeah, and even making some sweet wine as well. Lots of wineries don't want to make any sweet wine because it's supposed to not be quality standards. Yeah, and then it's very cool because it's so like one of your wines is actually sweet, and then we have many people keeping by and asking for sweet wine, and they feel like they can't say that because the wine industry is going to say no, you can't drink sweet wine. Your palate, you need to mature your palate. No, sweet wine is not great. And
That's right.
I have been on this position so many times, and I try to be. I was in Brazil. I'll tell you like a story. And the lady actually was working the winery, and then she said like, I don't drink wine. And I said, why? Because I like sweet wine, but everyone said to me it's not wine, so I don't drink it. It's like, and I prefer just, if you like sweet taste, you just drink cocktail instead. It's like, and exactly why we are doing things wrong. Because even the people work in the wine industry, they don't necessarily like wines and they don't really necessarily join that. It's just because we tell them they are wrong if they like it, the things they like it. Because they need to adapt it to what we think is good for them is that it's to understand what they like and to give you what they like. And then I like it that you break that as well on the knock knock wines, because you just said, okay, let's innovate, let's do something new, let's come in with something like sweet wine as well. We know we have like a big potential there, like the market needed some more great quality, great good wines on this spot on the sweet wine. So that's pretty cool. When I see your rosé sweet, I was like, yes,
Mhm.
that's it. That's very good touch.
At the end of the day, Priscilla, when you try to attract new consumers to the category, uh, um, dry wines sometimes for these new consumers are too hard to harsh. They might be too dry with high acidities or too oakies. So when you try to attract these Coca-Cola drinkers, they like sweet things.
Yeah.
Of course, it depends on the country. The level of sweetness is lower or higher, but we do a lot of testing and benchmarking together, marketing team, sales team, together with the winemaking team, and actually the knock knock wine profiles are always work in progress. When we started 7 years ago, it was a different wine style, and doing consumer research, approaching to the markets, we always try to adapt the wine style to the different markets, so we can meet the customer's needs profile. And sweet doesn't mean that it's a bad wine. There is a lot of work behind, trying to have the perfect balance between sweetness, acidity, and tannins. And so there is a lot of hard work in our winemaking team to have the right style for all the markets.
Yeah, but it's not about what you like it, it's about what consumers like it. That's my main
Definitely.
thing.
Definitely.
That's just, I have been so many wineries when they say like, I just make the ones I like it. And it's funny because yeah, you can make the ones you like it, but don't expect the whole world is gonna like it as well. So it is a lot of marketing research to understand consumers' brand and consumers'
Yeah.
market.
Yeah.
But tell me a little bit why the name Knock Knock, and because I like the door, and because people need actually to look at the website. The website is amazing. If you don't want to look at the website, look right to the website, because it's Knock Knock and they have the doors and you can open it. They open the door. Is it the whole story engaging so much? You like when you read the website. So if no one is actually, please just finish this podcast, go into the website and have a look, because I like it, the concept. But how come with the concept? And I like it, the labels as well. The first time I saw the labels before I read anything, I thought was money haste. That's amazing. These guys in Spain getting this on this like money hasty thing. And it was like that's the first thing that came like in my memory. I would be very honest. When I saw the brand and saw the characteristics, it's like, oh my god, these guys is so amazing. I can't believe they did the money hasty. Why? And I want to
Mm.
buy this. But I talked with Gonzalo afterwards, and it's like, oh, nothing to do with that. It was just like a pure coincidence. But for me, it works pretty well, because that's making from like my primal brain just make very familiar, if make any
Mm-hmm.
sense, to making straight there, like going back to the movie, and then
Yeah.
making more when you think more familiar, you already it's more easy for buy as well. So I guess without knowing, you guys did very well. That because that's the memory is causing on me when I saw the brand. It's like, oh, Money Hasty, I love it, that series.
And right after our conversation, I told Lady that that's what you really felt initially when you saw the branding. But we need to say that we were born before Money Heist or Casa de Papel. But actually, it's a positive thing for the branding, because it's been a massive success, the Spanish TV show internationally. So whatever it helps for the communication and for the brand awareness, is good for us. But well, I can let Leire, to explain about why Knock Knock and the branding, because of course he's the expert in marketing. So if you can talk about it later.
Yeah, the thing is that, as you said, Gonzalo, we were born before, and the reason why we have this iconic element on the label is because when the project started in Spain in the domestic market, the label was a recreation of a fairy tale story of Red Riding Hood. So when you can see on the front label, you've got like the red hood, and on the other side, you've got the wolf. And because we want to create that connection with the consumers, we bring them a story that everybody knows and it's familiar and it brings like good memories, and that's why. And it is part of the great success of the product in the Spanish market. In Spain, we call it Caperucita, but when we decided to export this good product and brand to the rest of the world, we changed the name, and we have Knock Knock, which is also related in some way with this story. But in this evolution of the brand, and we wanted to bring something else to be much. We were talking before about this emotional connection. We think, okay, the fairy tale is just a story, but we need to be something else. We need to connect with something stronger, and then we start working with all these values, no, the brand values. So we, as if you can see this product and this brand in the self, what you can think is, okay, we are brave because we are disruptive. We are brave. We change a little bit what the other companies are doing. We are adventurous in some way. And what is this? Character in the label, what is telling us, it's something that when you look at it and you turn it, and you can expect to be the girl, but suddenly is the wolf. So it's something unexpected at some point, and this is exactly what we wanted to bring to the market. Unexpected things. When you're thinking on wine, and again going back to this traditional industry, you need like to understand the grapes, the varieties, the terroir, but we don't want that. We just want, okay, listen, this is something good. The liquids have a great quality, and but with a different packaging. So this is something unexpected. What can you expect for a wine with this image, but then it's a fantastic quality liquid? So we are working on this territory with this brand, the unexpected side of life, the unexpected things. What you can expect or not expect, but expect the unexpected is a positive way of thinking in life. And that's the way we evolved the brand. And now we are Knock Knock, which is a very attractive naming. And but the reason behind is we have a story coming from this fairy tale.
Yeah, I like it as well because you try to build in not just a brain with a name or anything. You try to bring something you actually engage and talk to a person, like actually talking to a person, like, I'm talking to you, like, it's, we can open the door, you can come, you will welcome, it's all about familiar, like getting your brain more familiar with the wine, it's very cool.
Yeah, it's like knock knock and enter. I mean, open that door to be courageous and enter into the wine industry. For those consumers who are not entering, be brave and enter, because you don't need to be an expert. You can be yourself. You just need to drink it and you will enjoy it, and that's the point.
Yeah. And Gonzalo, a question for you. So it's more about commercial. So you're like it's amazing. I love what you guys doing. It's amazing. Like in 7 years, how much like in 12 years you guys grow like 10 times. It's amazing. But one of the biggest part like was the brain knock knock in the last 7 years where it was pretty much in a no space. And it seems
Mhm.
like now it's taking a leap, so it's going to the next step for you guys because that is why we actually bring all this strength together to making this is actually to engage in more international market as well. So tell me a little bit how was the challenges and they started like 7 years ago, and how is the actually the how the path now for Naki Naki at the moment, and what you expected for the future.
Okay. Well, at the end of the day, Priscilla, we are still having a lot of challenges, because when you are such a disruptive brand, trying to break the rules of the traditional wine industry, you still face a lot of challenges, from prescriptors, gatekeepers, markets that they are still very traditional, so they don't, really believe in such a modern or disruptive brands, or so it's just a learning process. In the last 7 years, when we started in the domestic market, as we said previously, at the beginning there was a lot of doubts about the brand, but once we put the wine on the shelf with a lot of visibility, that's one of the biggest part of the brand, that you can get a lot of visibility in the store, and that's the reason why created such a standout packaging. Because when we study the purchase process, and you want to attract consumers to the category, you need to have an standing out packaging so people grab the bottle. And then we have done a lot of work on price positioning, wine profile, of course, communication. But it's really important initially to find the right partner. So you need to find the partner that really believes in the brand. It can be either a retailer or a distributor in some of the countries, but you need to have the team behind the brand, that they will put a lot of focus, and they really believe that there is a gap in their market for attracting younger consumers, and they love what we do, and all the support behind the brand. So that's the first step, trying to find the right distributor. Then secondly, I would say that you need to have, the right strategy, commercial strategy in the market. What is the right channel to do it? Where do you meet the final end consumer? Because you need to, give the product to try to the final customer. Because at the end of the day, you are still an unknown brand. So. And there is a lot of competition, as you know, Priscilla, in the market. So you have the big brands, competing for the same cake. So you need to think out of the box, and that's what we are trying to do. In the last couple of years. I don't know if you are aware of about the blue ocean strategy. I have here always my book.
Well done. We have the same.
Nice, nice. And it is, of course, is not an easy path, because um, trying to be, creative, and to open a blue space, a blue ocean in any industry is very challenging. But together with the whole team, the sales team, marketing, and the managing team, we spend a lot of time on brainstorming and talking to customers, talking to the markets, consumer research, and how we can bring something new to the market, and trying to think out of the box and with innovative strategies. So in the last 7 years, the brand has grown quite a lot. Domestic market, as we say, the Chinese market was a really big boom for the brand in the last 3-4 years. European markets, South America, countries like Mexico, Peru, Brazil. We have also a bit of distribution in the US. We started business in Canada, in one of the provinces in Quebec, with the SAQ. As you may know, that's a monopoly. And then we are building our distribution in Europe. Okay, so we have distribution in Poland, in Baltics. We are going to start in Ireland at the early 2025, in the UK, in Switzerland. So in the last 2 years, the export team has put a lot of, I would say, efforts and resources to try to find the right partner in every market. And, going to trade shows like Provine, so you can get a nice visibility of the brand, and doing a lot of hard work, prospects, LinkedIn, trying to make the brand visible for all our connections. And we really thank you for giving us the opportunity today, because this is for me a way of going out of the box, doing podcasts and magazines, and going to social media. So we just need to bump the whole wine trade, about who we are, about how we do. We really believe in the brand. We really believe that there is a gap in the market for a brand like ours. We just need to do the hard work.
Yeah, I agree as well. And I really congratulate you both for being very brave to just create something completely, unexpected, because it is something like most people just try not to do it because they're just afraid. It's need to be brave to innovate. It really need to be brave. It's much easier to be vanilla. Just much easier to just do the same thing and we already know is already validated. You already know everyone's gonna say yes, yes. And then I guess when you need to go by challenges and if people say no and rejections and everything, it's probably the time you say like, okay, here we have opportunity. That's what I'm learning on this whole things. It's really challenging in the beginning, but like you said, was challenging in the beginning. Now we actually like every seed you planted 7 years ago, you actually harvesting now like your results. Okay, that is very amazing to be able to show to the world the results of the knocky knocky 7 years ago and right now, where we actually have a more opportunity because I guess people started to realize we like we need to do different things and but people already started like 7 years ago, like you guys, you already harvesting the the successful and the business. So you need to be very brave. Congratulations. I want to talk with you, Larry, about like give you some advices to the people really watching this episode. Like I would like you to tell people like the three main advices for us to progress as a community, as a collaborative space, as a evacuations in the wine industry. What is your advice for us to really go well on this transition time? We know this is not going to be forever. How it is the wine industry, we're going to have a very good time in the future, but the transition is very hard. We all know that. But what is your advice as a marketing director uh, for the progress for the transition? What we needed to really keep in mind for be to keep in business. So what's the three main advices?
Wow. Uh, there are so many learnings, but I could say that first thing is to listen consumers, because sometimes we are lost on, as you said, on uh, what is established, what I like it as a wine producer, what the industry, where are the big volumes sometimes, and that's why I need to focus on. And sometimes consumers are not talking about that, or at least new consumers are not talking about that, and then you need to listen to them. You need to understand what their needs are, and open your mind sometimes when with these inputs or insights you have from consumers. So that will be my first advice. Second, I would say to be brave, think out of the box, because established things are as we were talking during this podcast, is it's not the easiest thing, but at least it's easier. Not the easy thing, but at least it's easiest than being brave and trying to break the rules, bringing something new to the market. But there are opportunities there, and I think we need to be brave and try to find out those opportunities. And with Knock Knock, we are in the process and working, as Gonzalo said, very hard to bring something new to the market, and we listen to the consumers. And well, the third one, it's I could say that we need to understand wine as part of experience, no, of part of our lives. So bringing experience, not just liquids or just products, bringing experience, bringing emotions, bringing something else to the market is also another way of disruption. All of them are in some way linked, and related, no. So we need to uh, bring these emotions are part of the listening consumers, and and also part of being brave. So that will be my third recommendation, as your recommendation. Sorry, I don't know if
And
Gonzalo has something.
I just
Yeah,
that
well,
I just there's a question for you, Larry, before you finishing and then before going to Gonzalo. How is the actually, because I think one of the biggest fear in the wine industry is they think their wine, the clients or the customers won't like anything different. So or any brand different. I think that's the fear. So what's the perception actually just to making people think about it? What's the perception actually the customers about knock knock? They actually fear to taste like how people think they would, or that is a myth.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think customers sometimes are a barrier for new things because they, as you said, um, the fear and the risk is to bring something that maybe because I'm selling always the same or similar things, my consumers are not ready to accept new things, and yeah, sometimes this is a barrier, but I think that we need to convince them through data, through examples, through all these things and insights that we have from the market. And when they listen and they understand, then they open the door to new things. Yeah.
So the consumer side, they are happy to receive new things. Then it's not the biggest problem. It's not the biggest. Is not a problem for us to have it so worries about to try to make something new. The customers want that, so that's the main thing. They ready to try something new. They ready to explore new things.
Um, consumers, so I think they are more open. Customers sometimes like the customers are sometimes a little bit more traditional, and they are less open to new things. I would say that way.
Yeah, and that is why you're not focusing people already drink wine. You focus on the people really can actually convert them to people not enjoy wine at the moment. You can actually bring them to the wine industry. So like your the people you wanted to attach with the brand, it won't be your target market. Will be people actually drink beers, RTDs, or
Uh,
what's your
I
target
guess
market?
it's a mix of both. I mean, traditional wine consumers are traditional wine consumers. They probably are looking for traditional wines. New consumers, which are not only people who don't drink wine, who drink other categories such as RTDs or beers. Of course, those are our target, but also people who really want to enter into the wine. I mean, there are so many consumers that really want to drink wine, but they don't. They have kind of they are afraid of entering into the category because as they are not experts, they probably don't know. Okay, I'm not. This is not going to like me because it's really strong, or I don't know how to appreciate this liquid because I'm not an expert. So these kind of consumers are our consumers because we are offering something easy to drink, good quality. You don't need to be an expert, but you can drink it. Why not? I mean, so this is the kind of consumers we are looking for. People who are not in the category and people who are in the category or willing to enter into the category, but they feel they don't know, they don't understand. Maybe this is too strong for me. I'm not used to drink this kind of liquids. So those are also our target consumers.
Awesome. It's very, very defining who your consumers are. That's very amazing. Lots of people
And
don't have no idea. I have so many people just say like, I want anyone actually buy $20 a bottle of wine. It's like, yes, great. Sounds amazing.
we were talking the other day, Priscilla. The wine industry is very complex. Due to many reasons. Is so many wine regions, so many DOs, so many wine styles. A Cabernet from France tastes different than a Cabernet from Spain. You go to the shelf and you find 10 different Shiraz, 10 different Cabernets. So the industry feels very intimidating for consumers that their wine knowledge is very small. and we need to try to break that barrier and to show these customers that as we were saying about creating that emotional experience, that wine is an amazing product, but also it can be an easy product to understand. And what we feel now is that most of the consumers, they really feel that the wine is too complex for them. Maybe they can buy a bottle and get disappointed because the wine style is not what they were expecting. And that's what we are trying to do with Knock Knock, to make things simple for them, by offering them, a simple and a simplicity, a simple brand to understand, a wine style very easy to drink, an emotional experience.
Yeah, and it's amazing because that's exactly what we we need to be more focused on, and just like getting more new people coming to the wine industry.
Exactly.
Gonzalo, I wanted to ask you now the three advices for someone you may be wanting to try something new in the industry, but having no idea how you deal commercially sales. How they can, if it from idea to make actually action. What do you recommend those people, like in your experience, 11 years working the same with the two brands, very
Mm-hmm.
strong brands in the wine industry? So what is your three advices for someone from traditional, very traditional mindset, traditional winery, but they really want to break the rules and bring something completely new to the market, but they don't know the commercial side, the sales side? What's your three advices for them?
Okay. So, well, first of all, I think it's key, to understand the market you are targeting. If you are a traditional wine producer from Spain, you really need to understand if you try to sell your wines in Europe or, let's say, in the UK, you need to understand, the UK consumer taste profile, and to understand the market, to understand the consumer, to have a discussion internally together with your sales team, with the winemaking team, because sometimes, winemakers, they are artists and they feel that their wine is the best, and their wine, everybody needs to love their wines. But then you realize that in certain markets, they don't like that type of wine style. So I think it's really important to do a lot of work on the market you are targeting. And that's step number one. So market research. Also, from the commercial point of view, you need to do a lot of prospect. You need to understand who are the players, who are your potential customers. If you want to go directly to the retailers, or you want to find a distributor that believes in your brand and has the right channels for your wines. It can be in the off trade, it can be in the on trade, it can be in e-commerce. Who knows? And that's the key, to understand who is your partner. And then from the commercial point of view, you need to do a lot of hard work on prospecting, cold calling, talking to customers, listen to the potential distributors. What are the objections? To overcome the objections, so you can build your game plan, and then try and to convince and to pitch to find the right partner to develop your brand. Because at the end of the day, I'm a sales guy, and I can be very enthusiastic about my brand. But if I don't have the right partner in each market, because at the end of the day, they will do the job, the daily job, their sales team will do the daily job. So you need to have those influencers, what we call, that inside their teams, that they will believe in your brand and they will do the right job. So it's not an easy task. So it's the whole process, of marketing, research, prospecting, trying to find the right partner, understand the consumers, to have the right product, the right branding, the right wine profile. So you need to tick all the boxes before you launch the brand in the market if you want to be successful.
Wow, it's a lot of work. Lot of work. That's probably why people get like intimidated, like by the whole marketing flow, like sales, commercials. You really need to, put your It sleeps up and he really go to work because it's not easy.
It's not
Business
easy.
is not easy.
But this is not only in the wine industry. I think this is the the commercial part of every industry, and it takes a lot of time. But I think at the same time it's very exciting because when when you go through the whole process and you find people interested in your brand and how you overcome objections and how you develop the project to make it happen, and then once you uh, get that business and you see the brand on the shelf, that's really exciting, for the sales team, for the whole company, and you need to build small successes, so you can reach your goals in the medium long term.
Yeah. I wanted to finalize this podcast with you both with a question for you both, and I would like it, Larry is answer first and goes out after. Um, what do you love the most at the Knocky Knocky brand, or Knocky Knocky wines, or Knocky Knocky spirits, or Knocky Knocky emotion, like Knocky Knocky as a whole? What is touching your heart the most? What do you love so much for being involved in such a very innovative project?
Mm, I would say braveness. It's one of the braveness, I could say, in general, if I have to summarize, because I think it's, I don't know, yeah, I think it's such a disruptive brand, and with the aim of bringing something new to the market. So um, I think this attitude, not just the brand but the company, this attitude of uh, trying to break with what is established and bringing something new, looking at the consumers, trying to change the things. I mean, trying to change things in the industry. This is a very attractive attitude for me, and it is one of the things that I really like of this project. Trying to do things in a different way, and because there is one reason to do it. I mean, we had the success case in Spain, but it's really brave to try to export this success, because and how and this success and the acceptance of the consumers of this product, try to export to the rest of the world and try to build a big brand globally. So I think, if I have to summarize like all these feelings and everything, I could say this is a brave company and a brave brand, and this is what I really like the most of this project.
So that's the feeling of braveness. Is knock
Yeah,
knock.
yeah.
Great. I love it. Tell me, you, Gonzalo, what's the feeling? What do you love the most? What's the feeling the Knock Knock causing in you to working with Knock
Well,
Knock brand?
for me, what I love about Knock Knock is the challenge, the big challenge we have ahead of us, and for my professional career. I've been working in this company for 11 years, selling all types of wines, cavas and sparklings internationally, and now I have the task, the role to develop the brand globally together with my sales team. And it's a big challenge for me professionally because it's a learning process. How to build brands. I'm learning a lot of marketing from Leire, which I appreciate. Because in well, before Leire, we had a very whiny mentality, and
Well done, Larry.
and that's true.
Yeah.
And how so, and how to build brand is the whole process from how to build your game plan commercially, how to lead your sales team, how to engage with distributors, how to do the prospects, the communication, how to pitch the right players in every market, and I love the brand. Actually, I love the concept. I see that there is a huge potential. I love the wine style. I am a wine drinker, and I've been fortunate enough to drink wines from all over the place. And I like to drink a nice Pinot Noir, a nice Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. To give you some examples, but Knock Knock is my wine for my daily, weekly consumption. Because it's such an easy wine to drink, and when you get the bottle on the table, when you drink it with friends, with family, I think it creates that kind of emotion that we are talking about, and I just want to get that passion and that engagement to my customers and to my potential customers. So that's what I wanted to say. The big challenge we have, and the big opportunity we have to develop this brand internationally, and with the support of our company, from the managing team to the commercial team, the back office, every person of the company loves everything about the brand, and I think that will be part of hopefully our success in the near future.
So you just caused me like a brave and challenging emotion now by talking about Knock Knock. It's amazing. You got what you asking, Larry. You got like give me the emotion.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry.
No, 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 it's okay. No, no, no. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. We all really love with the brand, and I think we can, you can feel it. I mean, all the staff of the company, we are really in love with Knock Knock, and you can feel it in everything we do with this brand.
Yeah, no, I think it was an awesome episode. I really appreciate the time of you both today to explore these and give even the knowledge in the commercial sales and marketing as well to the people watching this episode, but as well to just to show how brave, how challenging you overcome in the last 7 years with Knock Knock brand. And it's very amazing to be able to talk about this sexy brand already is and in how much potential they in the future as well. It looks like you just see closing more and more different deals in different markets by understanding different markets needs. So it's amazing to see like how the developing of everything's from 125 years winery to develop a new brand to go all through this all different things in the business, and I really enjoy to be able to understand that how important it is to have relationships, beauty relationships with partnerships, like Gonzalo said, with different people in different markets. It is all the things we really need to like watch on the market now, because that's what we're gonna be contribution, collaborating with each other, finding new partners to be able to grow together. I think that's the new, it's gonna be the new wine industry. So after the whole things, after the transition, after this progress we're passing through now. But I wish you both like a very successful story, and then I'm looking forward to the new updates of Knock Knock, because I'm sure it's going to be successful everywhere in every market. But yeah, I was just very grateful to just have the people like you both who were what I just want to share the knowledge you both have, and the experience you both have. I think it's amazing to just see that mentality, the give mindset. I just want to give to people. It's amazing how we just want to open the doors, be able to get to know what you guys doing. It's amazing. We need to be more people like this with the give mindset. I just want to give my knowledge to you all, and it's to help you all to be brave, you more in to get through the challenges. So I think it was amazing. I really inspired me so much in this episode. I really love it. I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you to you.
Thank you very much, Priscilla. As we said at the beginning of the podcast, well, first of all, it's been our first podcast, so I think it's been a very, very nice experience, and we really thank you for the opportunity, so we can tell a bit of our story and what we do and what is Knock Knock all about. And thank you for the work you are doing, trying to rethink the wine industry. We are big followers of your work, and for sure we will be, in touch for future opportunities, and we will share our mutual success.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you, Priscilla.
Thank you, Priscilla.